Hi, I'm Joe, and today I'm going to show you how I work with sidechaining in live music. So let's go. One of the most common things to use sidechain is to have the compression of the bass react to the kick drum, so that when the kick hits, the compression of the bass reduces the bass to kind of make room in the mix for the kick. I do this with a dynamic EQ rather than a compressor, but the basic concept is the same. I use the F6, and up here you can see there's a sidechain feature. This is set to listen to the kick pre-fader. So on the first band, I've set the sidechain source to listen for the external input, which is the kick. Here I lowered the threshold and set the range so that when the kick hits, this EQ band will lower the signal at a maximum of 9 dB. So let's have a listen.
Watch me lose my mind. I wasn't told not to be out of line. You know I hate it when I'm left behind. You're gonna laugh.
So let's listen to just the kick and the bass. I will turn the sidechain on and off so you will hear the difference. And with this on, the kick kind of punches through, and kind of the kick has more clarity. So let's have a listen. So yeah, as you hopefully can hear, the kick kind of comes to life and punches through a bit better. And to me, the bass tone isn't affected all that much. The main bass tone stays kind of the same. So the next thing I would use sidechain on is on the kick drum. And I often have one kick mic from above and another underneath. So what I use sidechain for is to have the gate on the bottom microphone be triggered by the microphone on the top. So this is the gate on the top snare microphone, and as you can see, this is not sidechain to anything. Let's have a look at the bottom microphone. This one is sidechain to the snare top and to the input signal, because the input is the first thing that happens. So I want the gate to be triggered kind of as soon as possible. Then again, we need to set the source to not be on the internal but the external, so that it actually listens for the snare top microphone. Other than that, you can just set your threshold and everything else as you normally would. So the gate works as usual. It just listens to the signal from the snare top microphone. So the next thing I would use sidechain for is on the vocal reverb. So when the vocalist sings, the reverb is pushed down, and between phrases it's kind of comes up again. Kind of the same thing as with the bass. I don't really like to compress the reverb on the kind of the whole signal, but rather reduce the frequencies that are kind of masking. First, we can just have a quick look at how I set all this up. This main vocal is sending to the hall reverb. Here I use an H verb, and after the H verb I use again the F6. This, as you can see, is set up to listen for the vocal. This is for the main vocal. So band 3 and 4 is set to listen for the external input. All of this kind of cleans up in the area where kind of the presence in the vocals are. Let's have a listen.
Oh, there's no way out of this. Got my head stuck in between despair and bliss. A notion that I'm out of time and space. I'm gonna let myself through this. Open your hand and let me see what the future's gonna be. You can flip me like a silver domino.
So all of this kind of just cleans up the mix so that the vocal come through a bit better. I like to do it in this way rather than use a compressor that kind of just pushes down the whole volume of the reverb. So these are the kind of most common ways to use the sidechain features, but it can of course be used in a number of different ways. In this case, it's a big band. It's a 14-piece orchestra with drums, percussion, horns, a lot of stuff. So what I do is on the horns group, we have a 4-piece horn section, and all of these go to a horns group. This group has, again, the F6. I obviously like this dynamic EQ. So on band number 5 here, you can see it's set to listen for an external input, which in this case is again the vocals. And this kind of makes room for the vocal when both the horns and the vocals are playing, sing at the same time. This is kind of an automatic way for making the vocal kind of poke through a bit better. So let's have a listen. So doing it like this, you can always hear both the horns and the vocal, but the vocals are always kind of on top. We can actually take a listen to just the horns, and to me this kind of feels like when the vocalist sings, it sounds like the horns are holding back, and between phrases they're kind of leaning into it more. So yeah, that's how I work with sidechain within the LV1 system and basically within any other system as well. If you have any questions, let me know. Till next time.